Hello everyone, my name is Kimaya Randaye, student of MSc first year from Department of Physics, RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur.
So let's see what is secant method. The secant method is a numerical analysis algorithm that approximates a function's root by drawing secant lines between two initial points and determining their intersection with the x-axis. Now, we see the working of secant method to find out the root of a function. Let understood with the graph. Here, a function is passing through the x-axis. Now, we have to find out the point where this function intersect x-axis. So, we determine the function's root by iterative procedure. For first iteration, we assume that x1 and x2 are two initial approximations to the roots. Now, join the point x1 and x2 by a straight line. The point where this line intersects the x-axis give the next approximation to the root. Means our function's roots are lies between x2 and x3. So let this intersection point be x3. Now x2 and x3 are taken as starting approximation for the next iteration. Join the point x2 and x3 by a straight line. The point where this line intersects the x-axis gives the next approximation to the root, which is x4. Means this is the next intersection point, which is x4. Thus, this iterative procedure continues to get the root of the function. This iterative procedure terminates when the relative error in two successive approximation is less than or equal to the prescribed tolerance. The intersection point is given by this general formula of secant method, which is xn plus 1 equals to xn minus 1 f of xn minus xn f of xn minus 1 upon f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. Now, by using this formula, my friend Puja explain one example.
Hello guys, I am Puja Patle, student of MSc first year, Department of Physics from Rashtrasanta Tukroji Maharaj, Nagpur University. So, now I am going to explain the example of secant method. Let's see the example of secant method formulas. The formula of secant method x of n plus 1 equals to x n minus 1 time f of xn minus xn time f of xn minus 1 divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. This is the formula of secant method. So here is a question. Find the real root of the equation x cube plus x square minus 1 performed for the integral of secant method.
Now we continue this same question. So let's see. We will take f of 0 equals to, put this equation x cube plus x square minus 1 and put the value in this equation. So 0 cube plus 0 square minus 1. So we calculate this equation. So answer is minus 1. The value of f of 0 is minus 1. Then next we put the value f of 1 and f of 1 is put this equation. So x cube plus x square minus 1 and put these values in this equation. So 1 cube plus 1 square minus 1 and this calculate this equation. So answer is 1. In the
place of x will put 0 value. So if we put 0, so that's it, we final this answer, the f of 0 and f of 1. Next, so the root lies between 0 and 1. Then f of x of 0 equals to f of 0 equals to minus 1. F of x1 equals to f of 1 equals to 1. Next, we have put n equals to 1. Putting n equals to 1 in this formula. So, x2 equals to x of 0 time f of x1 minus x1 time f of x0 divided by f of x1 minus f of x0. Next, x2 equals to x of 0 is value of 0 into f of x1, the value of 1 minus x1, the value of 1 into f of x0, the value of minus 1 divided by f of x1, the value of 1 minus f of x0 is the value of minus 1. Next, now we calculate this equation. So, answer is 1 by 2 and final is 0.5. It is visible values. Next, we have given equation. Given equation is this: x cube plus x square minus 1, and put these values in this equation. So 0.5 cube plus 0.5 square minus 1. So next, calculate this equation. So final answer is minus 0.625. Now, after getting the value of f of x2, put n equals to 2. So, n equals to 2 is put put in put in this equation. So, x3 equals to x1 time f of x2 minus x2 time f of x1 divided by f of x2 minus f of x1. Now we put the value in this equation. So x1 is the value of 1 into f of x2 is the value of minus 0.625 minus x2 is the value of 0.5 into f of x1 is the value of 1 divided by f of x2 is the value of minus 0.625 minus f of x1 is the value of 1. Next is answer 0.6923
After getting the value, f of x3 is equals to 0.6923 cube plus 0.6923 square minus 1. So answer is minus 0.1889. Put n equals to 3, we had the formula and follow this formula. So x of 4 is equals to x2 times f of x3 minus x3 times f of x2 divided by f of x3 minus f of x2. x2 is the value of 0.5 into f of x3 is the value of minus 0.1889 minus x3 is the value of 0.6923 into f of x2 is the value of minus 0.625 divided by f of x3 is the value of minus 0.1889 minus f of x2 is the value of minus 0.625. Now we calculate this equation. So answer is 0.7756. We need to value of f of x4. So is equals to put this value 0.7756 cube plus 0.7756 square minus 1. Now we calculate this equation and this answer is 0.0686. Again put n equals to 4. So put n equals to 4, follow the formula. So x of 5 equals to x of 3 times f of x4 minus x4 times f of x3 divided by f of x4 minus f of x3. Now we put the values. So x3 is the value of 0.6923 into f of x4 is the value of 0.0686 minus x4 is the value of 0.7756 into f of x3 is the value of minus 0.1889 divided by f of x4 is the value of 0.0686 minus f of x3 is the value of minus 0.1889. Now we calculate this equation and answer. We calculate this equation. So final answer is 0.7533. This is the final answer.